Welcome into Game Night. I am Derek Forrest. Joining me today on the show is Alex Flum, who, of course, is at Commanders training camp. It was day 2 for the Washington Commanders. And as you mentioned yesterday, there was some injury news with Nick Allegretti. That was confirmed today. And some other injury news, of course, with Traylon Burks and Trust Way. But team's still looking good out there. How are they looking today, Alex?
Yeah, absolutely. The team taking another step forward today, doing a lot more red zone work, bringing on some more competition intensity. We saw David Blau out there calling some plays, so he's kind of getting acclimated to that offensive coordinator role. Durante Jones trying to put together his defense. But we did hear from one player at the podium after practice, and that is Terry McLaurin. And for him, what a difference a year makes. Last year, we were wondering if he would even be on this team going forward. Now, he's once again the face of the skilled players on this offense, the top target for Jaden Daniels, and he's trying to pass on the lessons to that wide receiver room and help them improve like veterans once did for him earlier in his career.
I'm an open book because I remember being a young guy and being very curious, and I was fortunate to have really good vets. So I just know the importance of passing that information, you know what I mean? Because all of them have a great skill set, otherwise they wouldn't be here. But, you know, it's great to have a group of young guys who are super hungry, looking for their opportunity, and anytime that I can help them out, I'm going to do that. I just think that's a big part of being a leader. You know what I mean? When you're part of this entire camp, you kind of get to see things from start to finish, see guys grow, see yourself grow, and help build it from the ground up.
Yeah, and Terry McLaurin also talked after practice about an undrafted free agent that's impressing him in training camp. That undrafted free agent happens to be Jaden Bradley, who played high school football at DeMatha right here in the DMV, standing out in a very crowded receiver room and looking like a guy that could make this roster or at least maybe make it onto the practice squad. He's certainly someone we'll be watching here in this preseason, but getting high praise from Scary Terry.
It's good to be able to come somewhere and feel appreciated, feel like everybody's, welcoming. I appreciate Terry. He's been a good vet for me. Antonio, we came in, same class for real. Just the whole receiver room is great.
I haven't really had a guy who's undrafted who's like just followed every single thing that not only I do, but Deami does. He's sudden in his releases. He has really good feet at the top. He kind of has a pro-like feel. And guys who tend to care that much about their craft tend to have success.
And with Traylon Burks dealing with an injury, it could pave the way for some more reps for Jaden Bradley, potentially even with the first-team offense.
Yeah, for sure. And this is, we've been paying attention to the offense all offseason long. We've talked about all the new additions, right? Antonio Williams, who should be opposite Terry McLaurin, potentially, depending on what Traylon Burks does, and Kaytron Allen and Rashad White. But let's not forget about Bill Krosky-Merritt. He still returns. Remember, he's the 7th-round pick from last year, over 700 yards on the ground. He was dealing with a little bit of an injury during minicamp and OTAs, but now he's back on the field and ready for season 2, Alex.
Yeah, he's back on the field, and he's looking good, looking explosive out there, looking like he could potentially reach another level in his game. And we talked about it yesterday. Dan Quinn mentioned that Bill has added 8 pounds of lean muscle. That's going to help him between the lanes on the football field. And I had a chance to sit down with Bill, talk about that and a lot of other subjects, and about how he is a huge fan favorite for the Burgundy and Gold faithful. We are here at Commanders training camp with one of the fans' favorite players, Bill Krosky-Merritt. Bill, I just have to say, last season it was so cool to see just how much love you got from the Burgundy and Gold fans. Mm-hmm. What was that like for you?
It was good, just seeing that they care, and they love good players. So it just made me want to just hit that standard, just to always give them what they want.
I told you last season that every time you scored a touchdown, I tweeted the little Bill GIF on X, mm-hmm. Right? So how many times do you think we're going to be putting that out there this year? How many times do you hope we're going to be putting that out there?
More than last year, for sure. That's the goal. I'll always be better than I was last year, so hopefully it's a lot.
I think back to that touchdown against the Cowboys that you had, that big run. Making a play like that in such an important divisional rivalry game and having the season you had, how much does that kind of give you the confidence to take that into this year and build on it?
I feel like last year was last year, but it definitely, I just can't say I forgot about it. I mean, it definitely gave me confidence, but I just want to be way better than I was last year, and in every way.
Last training camp, I don't know if you remember, I told you that fans were saying they want to put you on their fantasy football team. I remember you said you didn't know too much about it.
I don't get into the fantasy football world at all. I mean, I don't even know how that works, to be honest.
I guess at this point you probably are following it a little bit.
Yeah, I do now. I know. Like once, if you give them a lot of points, then they happy. But if you don't, give them a lot of points, then like I guess it's a bad day for them. So I'm definitely like learning about the fantasy world, and I'm gonna give y'all points whoever draft me.
Love that. And then just going into the season, Dan Quinn just mentioned yesterday that you put on 8 pounds of muscle. Is that what he was saying? What was the work that went into that, and how good are you feeling?
Oh, I feel good. Just making sure I eat the right stuff. Trusting the plan that they gave me this all season, and just going to attack it.
And then this running back room as a whole, you got Fat Man, Rashad White, Jerome Ford, a couple other guys in there.
A couple vets.
Jeremy McNichols, a couple younger guys too, trying to earn a roster spot. How do you feel about this group as a whole, you guys together?
Oh, I feel good about the group. We all competing, like we all trying to learn from each other. We all telling each other what we see on and off the field, and like we just hungry. I mean, I feel like that's how we all get better. Like when you got guys that want to compete, but at the same time understand like we brothers at the end of the day.
You came in here last year as a rookie, had incredible success. Now you got a chance to give Fat Man some advice.
Yeah.
By the way, you calling him K-Tron or Fat Man?
I call him K-Tron.
Okay, because he told, just like you prefer Bill, he apparently he prefers Fat Man.
I told him I'm gonna call you Fat Man.
Yeah.
I mean no K-Tron. I'm not calling him Fat Man.
Yeah, what's your advice been for him? What have you seen from him so far?
I've been on him hard. Even though I'm fresh in the league, but I still like give him the game that I learned like my time here. So I just tell him like what I see, and like he take it and he run with it. He respect it. So I mean, I look forward to playing with him for a minute, and I want him to be the best he can be, for sure.
I know that Rashad White has a reputation for a successful receiving back.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you're trying to really add to your game, and has he helped you with that?
Definitely. That's something I definitely want to add to my game. And yeah, we all help each other. And I feel like we're gonna complement each other well. It's good to have these bets that I got in my room, like him and Nichols, Ford, all these guys. So I mean, we all complement each other good.
And then I know last year you got to go back to Alabama during the bye week.
Yeah.
And you got to do some special charity
Yeah.
stuff, give back to the community you grew up in. I'm sure it's cool to score touchdowns and be on fantasy football teams, but how special is it to know you're making that impact back home for those people looking up to you?
It's good. I mean, I think the main thing that hit home for me was when the little kids come out there with their little football jerseys on, and they all running around, and like it can be something simple like me just throwing the football to them, like taking pictures with them, making their day. That's something that they gonna remember, and it's just the memories for me. Just wanting kids to know like it's a way out.
Does it make you think back to like
when I was
you
a
were in
kid?
their shoes?
Yeah, for sure. I remember every NFL player I met, even if they wasn't that good in the NFL. Or like I just remember because there was an NFL player, they made it. So I remember all those moments.
Who was your favorite guy that you met growing up?
Favorite guy that I met growing up?
Like favorite interaction with them?
For a football player, right? I think Lockett from
Tyler Lockett?
From the Seahawks. And I really can't remember the other guys, but I know I met him for sure.
Gotcha. All right, Bill. Well, before we wrap up, just going into this season, nobody wants to talk about last season, so we're not going to talk about last season, but I'm going to ask you about this season. What is the goal for this team this season? How far do you guys want to go? What do you want to go out there and achieve this year?
The main thing is competing and winning a lot of games. Like I feel like that's on everybody's list, and once we be able to go do that, everything else will take care of itself. So I'll just say my biggest goal this year is just to win.
Alex, before you go, so everyone is aware, these are all of my kids for the summer with Alex. What do you got going on behind you?
If they're your kids, I'm the babysitter because they've been all hanging out with me today. It is National Intern Day, Derek, so we had to bring on our interns, Kyra, Spencer, Tommy, Joey, and Heaven. 4 from Syracuse, 1 from Temple. Does anybody want to say anything while we have a minute?
Just happy to be here. We got all 5 of us in the building. Come on now.
Oh, yeah, all fired up. Happy National Interns Day. It was a great day out here at training camp.
It's a great day to be outside.
Anything to add?
Happy belated birthday, Sam Hartman.
I'm going to rep Temple, too, so I can give Heaven a little bit more numbers.
And you got the Terp in the middle. So the only Terp in the building here.
All right.
Well, that's not true. Chigaconquo is the other one.
Yeah, well, we're 2 days in. You guys have been killing it. So definitely will appreciate all the hard work from everybody out there. All right, Alex, we got to move on because coming up on the show, we're going to hear from Chris Russell as he's going to chime in on the Washington Commanders as well and what he's seeing out at training camp coming up next on Game Night. Welcome back into Game Night. Derek Forrest. Earlier today, I caught up with Chris Russell from the Team 980, and we talked about the Washington Commanders because we are now in day 2. Day 2 is now over of training camp, and I just got his thoughts on the first 2 days.
Yeah, I mean, so far I would say the defense has the strong advantage over the offense, which is not entirely surprising, right? Usually that's the case in football. Usually that's the case. We've seen it in baseball, right? Where sometimes the pitching is better in April and late March than the hitting is, and it takes a little while for all that to balance out. So I would expect the offense to get better as they're, of course, getting the new system and getting everything kind of in check. And don't forget, they lost their starting center halfway through practice number 1, Nick Allegretti, and he was not there today. So certainly that has some effect. But I would say that Jaden's been a little inconsistent, if not that he struggled. I would say Marcus Mariota and Athan Kalikamakis have kind of been up and down. I would say the defensive backs for the Commanders have been really, really good, including new quarterback Amik Robertson, Mikey Sandra still. I would say the pass rush has been excellent. You look at Adofe Awe, and right away you can see his wingspan and his athleticism and the difference that he's going to make. And that's just one guy. And we haven't seen it all, obviously, as they're trying to integrate everybody and rotating personnel. But they clearly are more advanced right now on defense than they are on offense.
Yeah, I think those inconsistencies are going to happen, especially early on in training camp. But one thing, should fans be worried at all with Nick Allegretti being out, with Traylon Burks being out, with Tress Way being out? Some early injuries, it doesn't seem like it's serious, but, day one, and you're like,
right.
Nothing
is serious. I guess Tress Way might be serious because he's not even coming out to the practice field, and he's on the non-football injured list, which means it didn't happen at the facility. It's being labeled as a pec. They have a new punter and a holder and all of that. For those reasons, I guess it could be serious. But my understanding on Allegretti is, first of all, it's a calf. I was told yesterday it was not serious or long-term, but you never know if that can kind of kick back and kick up when he even comes back. And they are very thin at that particular position. And as far as Burks, he was pushing and is pushing for that number 2 receiver spot. And he had a good first day of practice. And then for him not to be out there for day 2 and who knows how much longer is disappointing because he's battled injuries and bad quarterback play and maybe bad offenses in his career. But here we go again with the injury bug.
All right, coming up on the show, we're going to check in on Big Ten Media Days. Mike Loxley and the Maryland Terrapins were there, and he spoke with our very own Simone Eli. We'll have that conversation coming up next on Game Night. Welcome back into Game Night. We've got NFL training camp beginning this week with the Ravens and the Commanders reporting Wednesday on yesterday. And now we have the college football season right around the corner, and that is marked by Big Ten Media Days, which is in Chicago. Coach Loxley and the Terps, they were there, and they got a chance to catch up with our very own Simone Eli. A difficult season for the Terps last year. They finished 4-8. That included an 8-game losing streak and only one conference win. That was versus Wisconsin. But Simone Eli caught up with Coach Loxley earlier.
Here at Big Time Media Days with Mike Loxley, head coach at Maryland. Coach Lock, first thing I got to bring up is the fit, man. What you wearing today? This is incredible.
This old thing. As I tell people, it's white walls on a trash truck, the way I dress. But no, this is something designer Brian Alexander, who actually dresses Smitty. You know, one of my things I started is most of my players, when they graduate, I get them their first custom suit, and Brian Lunsford or Brian Alexander Bespoke takes great care of my former Crimson Tide players like the Smitties and the Jalens, but now you see a bunch of my guys like Malik and David Wingate also rocking Brian Lunsford. I have to give him his credit.
I love it. And this is a lock, obviously, Coach Lock. I mean, right?
You got to be locked in, mentally locked in.
Yeah, I'm going to need one of those. Okay, all right, there we go. Coach, you're looking fly, no question about it. And, of course, you have to, right? This is the unofficial start of the college football season. Another year at Maryland. What's the thought process? What's the prep like going into 2026?
Yeah, year 8 for me. And, the myth is that every 7 years, every cell in your body regenerates. And so that makes me, year 8, I'm a different coach than I was in 2019, number one. But no, the landscape's been so crazy around here the last year and a half, but we finally have some footing for us to be able to put together a plan of attack for this new landscape. I've got 3 leaders here. Malik Washington, my freshman quarterback, who played lights out a year ago as a true freshman, asked a lot of them. Danny Wingate is our leader of our team, leader on defense. And then you bring in Michael Hershey. So the middle of our team is here representing us. And as we said before, it's going to be about the work that we do and not us being able to talk ourselves into winning games. And those guys have embraced that mentality.
It's wild to believe that it's been 8 years already, and it was not that long ago, it feels like, that you were there in Tuscaloosa, of course, on the Crimson Tide staff, winning it at the highest level in the hardest conference, or one of the hardest conferences, I should say. We'll ask about that. I'll ask you about that in a moment. And I forgot where we are. Coach, you look at how the game has changed. The Protect College Sports Act is a conversation right now. When you just see the evolution of this from a coach's perspective, how difficult has it gotten to just change with the ever-changing landscape and the ways that we're seeing things develop so rapidly with this game?
Yeah, and that's probably been my biggest fear as a coach who have created a family legacy through the game of football. And so much is being talked about with the Protect Sports Act and all the new legislation. And the thing that bothers me most is everybody's talking about the money that we're giving these kids, but what nobody's talking about is what happens when the money stops coming to these kids. To have a millionaire not get drafted from a year ago's team. What about the psyche of this kid? We're making these rules and everybody's up in arms about what we're giving them. And for me, who focuses on the totality of the student athlete, I'm a lot more worried about, those child actors that crash out as they get older and because they're not the same cute little guys. Well, we're going to deal with a lot of kids we call micro millionaires from financial deserts that after a year, 2 or 3 in football will be taking pay cuts, and we have to prepare them for that, and those are the things that concern me more than anything.
Such good points, Coach. There's no question about that. I have to try to remain, somewhat genuine in what it is that we're doing with the sport. I want to ask, there's always that preseason debate about the Big Ten and the SEC, and the truth of the matter is there's no question the top 2 conferences in this sport. You've been in both. You've coached in both. You know what it takes. Right now, there's 3 national championship trophies up there from the Big Ten the last 3 years. When you look at these 2 stacked up against each other, what's the first thing that comes to mind about where they are today?
Yeah, I think the big thing, and I heard Coach Saban mention, winning the national championship doesn't make you the best conference in the country, and the moniker changes. But what I'll say is we're 9-3 in playoffs the last 3 years, the winningest conference of all, and we're playing those teams in the playoffs. And so I've had a chance to coach in both leagues. I think they both have their positives, but there's no doubt that what the Big Ten has done, whether it's in football the last 3 years, men's basketball, women's basketball, it's go big or go home.
All right, coming up on the show, the Ravens, they have a new PA announcer. We're going to introduce you to J.P. Stevenson coming up next on Game Night.
Now arriving The two-time Pro Bowler, fastest player in Ravens history to reach 100 career receptions, hailing from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, out of Boston College, wide receiver number 4, Zay Flowers.
You got a good voice.
The best safety in the league, two-time first-team All-Pro, the chess piece himself, number 14, Kyle Hamilton.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
By way of Virginia Tech and Duke University, number 90, Aeneas Peebles. Won the Heisman at the University of Louisville.
It is crazy. Oh, funny.
First round of the 2018 draft. Certified best on-field drip of any defensive back in the NFL. Number 2, cornerback Nate Wiggins.
Easily my favorite is Lamar Jackson just walking right into the building. He was like, I have no part of this. But that's how they introduced their new PA announcer in JP Stevenson for the Baltimore Ravens. But that's going to do it for another edition of Game Night. For Alex Flum and our interns who are out there, I'm Derek Forrest. Have a good night.